Welcome to Fervent Brand Studio. In this series, we are going to cover the marketer's point of view on COVID-19 and beyond. Our today's guest is Vinny Sharma, who's head of marketing, ForcePoint, India and SAARC. Welcome, Vinny, to our show.
Thank you so much, Nilesh.
So, Vinny, for our audience better understanding, please introduce yourself.
Sure. As you stated, Nilesh, I head the marketing for ForcePoint in India and SAARC region. And primarily, I had, started my career with the call center industry that was very booming at that time. And I was simultaneously completing my studies. And after that, I've been a full-time tech marketer, and I'm thoroughly enjoying my job. I love to be a part of, accelerating the growth and building pipeline for my sales, whether it's currently ForcePoint or the organizations that I have been working with in the past. So it's been an amazing ride till now.
That's
Over
awesome,
to
Vinny.
you.
That's awesome. So, Vinny, in this COVID-19 scenario, uh, so we all know that businesses have got impacted. And how is it that your marketing plan has been impacted? What changes or course correction you have done till now? And how is it looking weeks ahead or months ahead from now?
Absolutely, COVID-19 has completely been a game changer for all the marketeers. Primarily, we have been heavily engaging with more on like physical events and workshops and roadshows, more of face-to-face engagement with the sales, because I think that's very important and integral for our business. The kind of sales cycles that we have, it is imperative that we meet and greet. We create an engagement level with our customers specifically for India, right? So with the COVID-19 coming up, those plans has absolutely been reversed now. So we used to spend like 15 to 20% of our time on digital, and the rest 80% obviously used to be more. We were heavily engaging on events and sponsoring the bigger media houses run events like an IDG or a Greyhead sponsored event, something like that, where we get an opportunity to meet and greet our customers as well as build on new prospects for the sales. But now we the plans have totally have been re-implemented, if I may put that in that word, that we are heavily engaging on all the virtual programs, on demand programs. We are running webinars, we are running virtual roundtables, we are doing a lot of how may I put it a word, a lot of virtual engagement with our customer fraternity, prospects, as well as with our partner fraternity. So obviously the engagement level is, there has been a 360-degree shift on our marketing plans.
Right, Vinny. So actually, this answers a couple of my follow-up questions, which were about how digital and traditional marketing mix was. I guess you have already answered that, addressed that. So typically what I understand that 80% was engagement, which is traditional face-to-face heavy, and about 15 to 20% was digital, which was more of how you curate your social engagement and engage with the customer online, is what the earlier plans were. Now it is purely digital and there's no physical engagement, is what I understand from you.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
It's all about being virtually present now.
Right. So this brings me to a thought. Like a lot of organizations, brands are talking about COVID, and it's a maze. You get all sorts of communication coming from organizations and brands about COVID-19. What, in your point of view, would be the right messaging as at this point of time about COVID-19? How do you navigate that maze?
So primarily, from force point standpoint, what we are primarily focusing on is being with our customers right now. Selling is not a priority, right? The priority is to be with our customers and to showcase to them that we care for you. That's a message that has come down from our corporate headquarters itself, that this is not a point where you know we run deep dive trial offers for the customers, and at the end of the day we expect a lot of business coming out of them. All right, I'm sure that if we are a partner with them at this point in time, which is very critical, the challenging times that we all are in, and we are able to support them in whatever way, whatever capacity that we can, I think the ultimate outcome would be positive for Forcepoint in the longer run, right? So the message that goes to our all our teams, whether it's our sales team, pre-sales team, marketing teams, to all the functions, is that show to the customer that you care. I think in whatever best possible way that you can. It can be sometimes in as simple form as giving them a call and asking them if you and your family are doing fine. If there is anything that we can do for you to in terms of your cyber security needs, because the customers are not ready to they were never what do you say, they were never ready for this condition that they would be working remotely from home, right? So are they ready for this kind of environment? In what way, from a cyber security needs perspective, that we can make their organizations work smoothly without any issues cropping up, is the best that we can do for our customers as well as for our partner fraternity too, because our channel partners are equally important for us at this critical time.
That's fantastic. In fact, you're saying that your organization and every individual in your organization's focus is on customer success, which definitely for a long run is the way to go. But there was a very interesting point which came out in this conversation is around cybersecurity. Uh, I echo with you that none of us, even the large organizations, were not prepared for such a large workforce to start working from home, which eventually calls out a bigger challenge in terms of readiness for their cybersecurity for work from home. In my understanding, I may be wrong, you can correct me. Largely, organizations would have secured their application. But when environment is such that you need to work from home for all kind of aspects, including your daily calls, including your maybe your CRM, maybe engaging with a customer. So there are a lot of things. So there could be a video conferencing tool required. There could be collaboration tool required. There could be applications in which you work internally. There could be demonstrations or demos which you would do for customers online. Now, this brings into a very interesting point that is cybersecurity still at the perimeter of application, or is it the human or the workforce centric? What would be your view as a marketer?
I think you raised a very very valid point, because for Forcepoint specifically, if you have gone through the messaging or the underlying theme that we are talking about, and that is not from in today's time, that we've been talking about this from last more than 3 to 4 years, that our security solutions are human centric. You know, people are the center point for anything and everything that is being run, even in terms of any other solutions or cybersecurity solutions. So what we are talking about is that the humans are the new perimeter. All right, every solution that is being built around by ForcePoint, our cutting edge solutions, our data protection solutions, are being built in terms of keeping in mind the challenges that we have faced in the past or the challenges that we are facing today. So we have a specific remote workforce solutions that we are running, that we've been running in the past, that we've been running now, which would definitely help our customers to secure their organizations in today's times. So I think ForcePoint has been talking about it. This is in our DNA, that humans are the new perimeter, and that is what we have been speaking around, and that very much kind of fits into what is going on today.
Yeah, so an absolute use case. So COVID-19 did demonstrate this being the use case. And in any case, this was long overdue. Uh, Organizations will realize, and with even COVID-19 passing by, uh, work from home or work at work from anywhere will become the norm, right? It will be the new norm. Uh, Fantastic. I mean, real vision around how ForcePoint was working around this, and with this pandemic, it shows that it comes to testing now. Now, moving tracks back to the marketing part of it. Uh, how do you see digital, uh, or rather, in your view, may not be relevant to your organization? Which form of digital would be most effective in these times?
I think it's too soon to say that because we've been so accustomed to face engagements, right? And over a period of time, we have seen that which engagements work for us, which engagements help our sales in building a better pipeline. So we have kind of done few things, we have fallen, we have got up, and we have successfully delivered what works for our sales. All right. Similarly, we are doing a lot of digital engagements nowadays. We're doing webinars, we're doing virtual roundtables, we are doing virtual user group sessions for all kind of customers, and the relevant, whether it's a decision maker, whether it's the influencer in that particular organization. So different types of engagements are being done virtually for different segments of people within the organization. So I think we're still trying to evaluate what would work in a longer term. But right now, obviously, one thing that we would certainly like to focus in between all the virtual engagements that are going is the centerpiece would be the content. Okay. So over a period of time, we have seen in physical events also, we have started putting too much focus on content, so that we are able to get the attention of the audience who is taken out time from their busy schedules and are coming for a evening event or a day long event or something like that. But in terms of virtual, I don't know what and where that customer is sitting, uh, who all are around him, whether it's his kids shouting around him, whether he's in midst of something else. So to grab his attention, I need something, a good content which would definitely get his attention to what my presenter is presenting to him. So I think content is key. uh, it has always been, but over a period of time, now it's actually getting the due that it ideally should have gotten way long back, right? So I think content is something that we really need to focus on. And in terms of digital, we are doing different kind of things. I think with time, we marketeers would be able to gauge what is better, what is getting giving better ROI to my sales, and that would only happen once we start analyzing our virtual engagements, which will happen over a period of time, because as of now we've just kind of quickly turned around everything and putting all our efforts on virtual. But obviously we would need some time in kind of judging, are we going the right way, or we need to customize things as we progress.
Very interesting point which you touched upon is content. And we as marketeer, we all know that more than 85% of marketers believe that content is the king. And within content, 8 out of 10 marketers feel that the video content is the best mode of engaging with your customers. What's your view on that?
I think what you've said, Nilesh, is very, very right. Because video content in the past also had started picking up. So we see a lot of customer case studies on video now. We see a lot of interactive one-on-one sessions between the customers and OEMs like us. I think now the video content also has to get into the next phase of what all can be done in terms of creating what is a new video content 2.0. All right, we've already been working on video content 1.0. Now it's time, with so many changes around, we need to go to video content 2.0 to understand what are the further things that we can do through this medium in order to engage the audiences and also get the relevant messaging across to them in a much more interactive manner.
Fantastic. I mean, great point over there. In my view, or the way I look at video content 2.0, user-generated content is gonna be the next big thing. And one of the most important aspect of user-generated content is the influencer content. Uh, if you have a celebrated customer who has really enjoyed your solutions, should be more than willing to talk about it, whether it is in the form of a case study or you set up a fireside chat with him so that his experiences could be shared with people who are still struggling with the solution they have already embarked upon. Uh, and one of our flagship platform is CIO Dimension, and we intend to do these kind of content wherein the chief of IT or chief information officer or the chief digital officer talks about their digital journey which they have embarked and how the innovation with whatever resources available has created the change agent within the organization. So definitely the next generation video content is going to be something around user generated and uh, influencer. What we are doing currently is also user generated, right?
Right, absolutely.
Now this gives me a little bit of discomfort that how does this scenario changes post COVID-19? Does it go back to the erstwhile more of customer facing, engagement heavy, and less of digital? Or do you feel, in your point of view, uh, this remains the way it is? What's your take on
I think, Nilesh, good or bad, but we've got an opportunity to explore digital. You know,
that?
we were so inclined towards face-to-face engagement that our digital efforts were always restricted, right? So in this way, we can also see that what all can we do in the digital arena that we have not tried in the past. Also, I think over a period of time, it or maybe time will only tell us that what are the customers actually looking for. You know, does the customer, do they want to go to the old traditional way of only being a part of the events or being part of face to face engagements, or they themselves have also seen that digital works for them, right? This is another platform which gives them an opportunity to do so much, and sitting out of one place, saving on their time, all right, and still getting lot of information which is required, which is required for them to make a informed decision or an informed buying decision. So I think uh, time will only give the right answer to it, but one thing is for sure, that digital is not going to go away. This would, we would still would want to continue with the digital medium, and the percentages between the physical and digital which were there in the past are definitely, that ratio is going to change now. It's not going to be 80 and 20 for sure.
Very valid input there. Now, this brings us to the final lap of our conversation. And this is about sales or marketing numbers. Does your organization have, or do you carry marketing qualified lead as a metric? Is that one of your quotas?
Absolutely, Nilesh, we do.
Okay. So, how do you see with COVID-19, uh, organizations have, for the shareholders, they have definitely called down the numbers. How do you see organization calling down this quota for the marketplace?
I think I can only speak for my organization in this case, and being a cybersecurity organization, the challenging times that we are in, cybersecurity is still going to be very key for all the organizations, because data is very important for every organization. They want their data to be secured from any external harm that might come to their data. So I think there is no chance that the sales numbers are going to go down. Rather, I think for Force Point, this is a huge opportunity that we have got to reach out to more and more number of customers as well as prospects, and obviously showcase them the vision about our human centric cybersecurity, which is key and very critical at this point in time. And as a marketer, I think this is very interesting and exciting times for me to work with my sales on different programs and try to build out a very healthy pipeline for them. And one of the key reasons for this is that now the sales teams also have much more time in hand because they're not running on the fields, and they save on a lot of travel time, you know. So they're supporting marketing a lot in order to drive a lot of programs, in order to reach out themselves on a one-on-one basis with the customers, prospects, and enabling the partners. So I think our reach is becoming much wider. So I think there is no question of numbers getting reduced, rather the pipelines have to go up, keeping in mind the kind of enablements that we are doing for our partner fraternity, and the way that we are reaching to our customer fraternity through different virtual mediums. So I think we are all pepped up to work in these challenging times, and hopefully we come out as a winner.
That's great. So you're actually preparing surprises for your stakeholders to blow the number. That's great. That's great.
Hopefully, let's keep our finger crossed.
So, Vinny, it was very interesting having this conversation with you. Yes, so I fully agree that cybersecurity at this point, with uh, such a large workforce working from home, uh, has to be the key for most of the organizations. And organizations who have not yet made it workforce centric, you guys are actually sitting on the center of the attraction. Uh, all the best for you and your organization. Now, this brings us to the end of a conversation. But fine, before we, say bye, any final words or piece of advice or suggestion, comments that you would like to give to our audience?
I think it's just work as usual. Keep on going. Physically or virtually, it doesn't make a difference. It's all that we need to support each other. We need to support our customers. We need to support our partners. And Force Point is very much doing that. We care for our customers and partners. We would continue to do so, and we are looking forward to a interesting, challenging year, and hopefully we all come out of it happily and safely. I think that's what I wanted to communicate. Thank you so much, Nilesh.
Thanks, Vinny. Thanks for so much of interesting thoughts. And yes, definitely we will come out happily and safely from this epidemic. Thank you. Thank you.